Hey everyone, welcome back to Bad Bassin'. Today we're going to talk about the Blackpak Pro and the Shortstak from YakAttack. Is it worth the money? And we're going to also get into the one mod that you should have done already and I wish I did sooner. Now let's get into it. Now, when I first got into kayak fishing, I did a lot of the stuff that you guys have seen on Facebook or a lot of different groups, or probably what you're doing right now. I did the PVC pipe to hold a bunch of different rods. I did the milk crates to hold rods and gear. I did backpacks to hold a bunch of tackle and stuff. And eventually I got to the point where I had too much tackle that I wanted to bring. My backpack was overflowing, or I didn't have enough rod holders. And I went, you know what? I'm going to finally pull the trigger and get a YakAttack Blackpak Pro. So I want to point out that this is bought with my own money, that I'm definitely not sponsored, and I definitely did not receive anything for free. So this is the 16x16 Blackpak Pro. The simplicity of the Blackpak is honestly its biggest strength. And the reason being is that you can do anything with it. It's like a blank canvas. I was a little bit worried driving down the road with this sitting in the back of the kayak, just about the build quality, if it would stay together at highway speeds. I've gone on trips, hours long trips, and this thing has never had an issue. I have a total of 6 YakAttack rod holders on it. So in the back, I've used some YakAttack mounts to put 2 additional Railblaza rod holders. So I have a total of 8 rod holders here. So one of the things I did with the rod holders is I did put about 3 or 4 washers in them to kind of angle them towards the top out a little bit, because I found that if they were up straight and down, they would get caught when you open and close the lid. So that's one thing I did on the rod holders that helped out. As far as the build quality goes on this and the durability, it's been great, and I really don't see any issues with it. One thing I like to point out is that I have changed several different locations, whether it was the rod holders or some sort of modification that I have made. I have screwed things in, taken things out. As you can see, there's a lot of holes in here they give you to just kind of customize. And if you screw into one hole, you can reuse that hole. And I was a little worried about maybe having one shot at something. If I have to move something, will it be secure? I've really never had a problem with when I screw something in, if I had to take it out and then move it or re-put it back in, that it wasn't secure anymore. So it's been done a really good job. There's a bunch of holes in here that I've had stuff in before where I've moved it around, and that's a really big positive. Now when it comes to the mod that I should have done a long time ago, it's this. I put gas struts into the Blackpak here, and it holds the Shortstak up, no problem. This is full of gear. This is full of gear. It lifts it up. These are 10-pound gas struts. I just got off Amazon. It takes maybe 5 minutes to install these. You just screw them in, hook them up, and you're good to go. And now you don't have a Shortstak that closes on you, that you got to worry about opening too far or anything. You want to make sure that if you put gas struts in this, that it doesn't give a constant pressure to open at all times. So what I mean by that is you have to have the gas struts almost all the way back. I have some special mounts for them that I got all off Amazon, but you want it so the gas struts aren't angled upwards when it's closed, so that way it's almost pushing it and putting pressure on trying to open it. And the reason being is, in my opinion, you don't want, as you can see when I close it, it doesn't open. You don't want pressure on these latches at all times. Eventually, yes, they are plastic and they could fail easily or easier if you have, you know, those gas struts trying to push them open at all times. So I wanted it so that way when I undid it, that it didn't open by itself. I would have to physically open it. Yes, it's great. It keeps it open and stuff, but you just want to make sure, again, that it doesn't force it open automatically, because you don't want that constant, constant pressure on it to warp anything when it comes to these latches. That is, at least in my opinion. So again, with the top here, I did the same thing. Or all three of these gas struts are 10 inches, 10-pound gas struts. They come with mounting hardware again, but I did get some specifically on the bottom just so that I have 2 points where they're screwed in rather than just one, because typically they're going to come with round mounts on the bottom, or these up and down adjustable ones. The up and down adjustable ones work fine, but the round ones you're only able to screw in one place because of where the holes are at. So I had a triangle mount that I used that I found that allowed me to have 2 points that I was able to screw in, which is obviously just makes it more secure and stable, less likely to rip out or anything like that. YakAttack does make like bungee cord separators almost for some of your gear and your 3700 boxes and Plano boxes in here. I actually had that at one point, and to be honest with you, I found that they didn't work very well. They ended up coming loose, and I eventually took those out. As you can see, I did actually just order this bag from YakAttack that kind of screws into the top. I just wanted the ability to have a little bit more storage, so I put some of my miscellaneous items here. I think this is worth it. I know it's expensive, but if you're able to get it and you're able to swing it, I think it's a quality product that works and works well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment if you have any questions. I'll link some of the stuff that I used, especially some of the gas struts and the mounting hardware. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.